So I'm also going to just read a little blessing. It's a Scottish blessing, a Gaelic blessing. And it says here, wisdom of serpent be thine, wisdom of raven be thine, wisdom of valiant eagle, voice of swan be thine, voice of honey be thine, voice of the sun, of the stars. So especially when we're dealing with energies like the 8th house or the 12th house, but you with the 8th. So the energies for you, the key words is vigilance, parenthood, and productive power. The 8th house also deals with resources. Both these houses are about resources, but other people's resources, maybe a settlement, inheritance, but that normally is with the solar. It can deal with taxes as well. But normally a solar eclipse would be the one that brings it in, but those are energies that are there for the 8th house as well. So the meaning upright for you is drawn upright. This card may indicate that you are ready to take on the responsibilities of raising a family or of committing yourself to a long-term partnership. Goose brings creative and productive power and allows you to open to this power, secure in the knowledge that your relationship, family, or working partnership will provide a stable environment to act as a crucible for your creativity. The goose, with its strong attachment to its family and the ability to fly extraordinarily high from one continent to another, shows us that it is possible to be both grounded and spiritual in our daily lives. Isn't that beautiful? When the goose is also in water, you are water, but just as comfortable in air. So the other end of the spectrum, the earned income spectrum, or reverse meaning, the south node is you are overly concerned about your rights, possessions. It asks, are you overly concerned about your rights, your possessions, or territory? Perhaps you are too possessive of your partner. While geese tend to mate for life, many humans do not. Staying together may not be in your best interests. If the relationship is meant to last, it will thrive on mutual respect and freedom, not jealousy and possessiveness. The ancient Celts kept geese for their eggs rather than their flesh. They knew it was best to keep the goose alive and productive. The lesson for us is that if we want to ensure our productive power, our capacity for creativity, we must look after ourselves to make sure the goose keeps laying the golden eggs. We must keep the goose alive, well fed, well rested, and well exercised. And there we go. So the energies you're dealing with is definitely authority here. You could be dealing with an Aries. Okay, so we start off with this regret, this sadness, this change, this difficulty emotionally. But there is change. We have the swallows here. The swallows carry messages in the air, and we have the V of victory as well. So there is victory coming through. We have the Nine of Pentacles as our next card, which is about something that is done independently, on your own, alone, for comfort, for security. But there's a regeneration here and a focus that was had to bring about this in absolute authentic truth. We see this blue garment that she's wearing with red, for doing it passionately and from the heart, but very grounded energy. Pentacles is grounded, earthy energy and deals with money, finances, security, property, settlements, 8th house settlements, inheritances. Something that gives you that form of independence. It could be a relationship that brings this security to you as well, because 9 is the ending of a cycle as well. So something new could come about with the butterflies. You've been difficult, you've been battling maybe. When I say difficult, it has been difficult financially, possibly. And yeah, there could be some form of financial relief that comes through, because we have finances here as well. An investment that was made, a refund possibly. We've got tax season here, but early maybe, but it's a very big possibility that there is some form of refund here on taxes. Or an investment, something that you've invested in and held on to in a very earthy, grounded way. He is looking this way, and she had a focus as well. When I say he, she, the energies are masculine or feminine, yin or yang. So then the message from Spirit is that there's an offer here. There's something coming through for you. And this horse is going towards the future. He's facing the future. There's the offer in the hand. It warms you up. It is your energy. It's watery energy. It's fixed. It could be somebody you're dealing with as well. It is a general reading, and it is a court card. That would be somebody late 20s into the mid-30s, that brings you an apology, brings you love. It could be the romance. Somebody offers you a cup of love. He is known as a romantic knight, so this could be about a relationship where there's an engagement or an offer of love or proposal, something to that effect, where something was lost. We have the little mouse here. Something has been lost, but now there's this new getting over what was there, and there's a lot of passion here. Normally this knight is in blue or green, and here he's in this red. He's got a lot of passion. And he had a goal, this knight, you or whoever it is, had a goal and an intention for the future, and this comes through. And yes, growth, something you're not even aware of. Growth, it could be somebody that is distant from you, because we have the seer looking out, knowing that it's coming towards you. There we have the seagulls again. We have all these birds here. There are 3 birds there for the growth. There are 2 birds there. So there's growth from the heated, dry sky to this beautiful morning green. Green is healing of the heart. Healing, abundance that comes through. A choice was made. Those 2 wands are in the ground. That choice was made in a very passionate, fiery way. And the other one, you're holding on because you know it. You know there's this expectation of something new, something creative, a project, a work situation, a relationship, communication that is blessed, but it comes from afar. And you're waiting for this to come through, to bring about this healing. The challenge is, or the thing that you fear, or the difficulty, is the 3 of Cups, and that is all about celebrations. The worst is over. Whatever it was is done. There's a celebration here. The 3 of Cups is about celebrating with family and friends. There's a 3, there's a 3. There's definitely something that is forming here, something that is growing in the emotional side. And we had that with the goose as well. There's growth here, there's celebration, there's happiness. And here we have these 3 figures here with truth, passion, and healing. I mean, what more would you want? Truth, passion, and healing. Those cups are overflowing. These were lying empty. All of that had been lost. Yeah, they're so full that they're overflowing with the love. And the Emperor is 4, the card 4, which is some stability that is put there. Something that is done with authority, possibly. You could be dealing with somebody that is could be authoritative. The Emperor is somebody that is high up. He's not just a king, he's an emperor. But he grounds things. He does things with a lot of passion, with a lot of truth and purity, if we look at his garments here. Because he wants to do what is right, not just for himself, but for the greater good. And when I say he it doesn't matter. He, she. The change is for the kingdom, for whatever is being grown. If it is a relationship, it had to be secured, it had to be strong, it had to be done in a way that could have seemed difficult, but it was for the greater good. There were reasons behind everything. And that is the energy of the emperor. So there's the stamp. I mean, the emperor is the emperor. It's the stamp. You end on something that is from building, formulating to security, formation, 4 legs on the ground. There's the 4 there, holding on to it. Something you knew would be coming to you. You were investing in it. That's really beautiful. And let's clarify these cards. We'll do, what was the 5 of Cups about, Spirit? Just more on the 5 of Cups, the sadness, the guilt, the depression, the difficulty, the emotional stress, the loss. You had healing, the Star, card 17, which is a decision that you had to make, something that you dreamed of. You wished it on the stars, you hitched your dream on the stars, and now you have the healing, because whatever this was took a long time to come through. And it dealt with emotions as well. And yeah, you are on your knees almost, on one leg, the other in the water, feeling extremely vulnerable. We see her naked here. But in her vulnerability, she just let go. Let go and let what doesn't serve anymore. Just go emotionally, and even inner form your stability, because she's pouring this on the rock, knowing that whatever is meant to be, the fated event will be coming through, and having the faith, because it is a major arcana, that the universe will bring this faith, this hope, this healing from this pain that was suffered emotionally and loss of some. Yes, Scorpio feels very deeply. What is the Knight of Cups? What is the middle of the month? What is the offer? What is the message for Scorpio? Thank you. Something that was difficult, something that was petty. There were a lot of arguments. There was a competitive energy around it. But it could also be a friendly debate if we look at this. Maybe there's an apology offered because of some friendly debate or something that was a little bit childish. Fives are sort of energies that can be difficult because you put your energy into something that doesn't really bring a resolve. But we see young people here maybe dealing with an immature type of energy, and he has an apology. So that could have been something that you were dealing with, because it's fire energy, so it reaches up and it's just there, sort of draining in a sense. That's the energy I feel, possibly draining, although it's petty. It just, we had that. There we are. Thank you, Spirit. We had something that was irritating, small, gnawing away at you, and here's the change that comes about, and it could have been this energy of something that's petty and just niggling all the time there. Nothing serious, but just irritating and frustrating. But the change is there. 9 of Wands. That is being on guard for attack. The Emperor protects his kingdom, and you were on guard, but now you're grounded. It's done. Nine of Wands is also the closure. There you have a 9 as well. So it's the ending of a cycle. That's what's being eclipsed out for something new to come in. So he's standing with all his spears ready to attack whatever comes. He's exhausted, he's battered, he's bruised, he's the wounded warrior because of the fire that he's had to deal with that just never stopped coming. So he's on guard still. He's ready. He's ready to take on whatever comes his way because that's all he's had to do is defend himself continually. But it's a closure of a cycle as something more solid comes in and reality sets in. Very passionate is fiery energy. Fiery energy, you are ruled by Mars. Mars is in Aries till the end of, I think, next year, end of this year into early January. One last card, Spirit, please. On the 9 of Wands and Emperor. And there again, something that was lost. We have exactly the same thing. 4 of Cups, we have 3 cups here and 1 there. There is an offer that has been there that you haven't looked at. You haven't wanted to look at it. You've turned your back on it and actually very passionately and rather looked at the cups that are empty. This cup, I don't know if you can see it here, it's overflowing. There's blue flowing out of that and it's green and lush and abundant, but you've turned your back on it in a very passionate way and rather looked at what is lost, what is gone, what is finished, and maybe even felt a bit of a sadness or a guilt or something like that about it. But there's healing here. So that's why you've been defending yourself. There's something that was lost that affected you quite deeply and emotionally. But yeah, those 3 cups are full. That's the challenge, but it's there. Spirit is saying it is there for you. And it will be set in stone. It comes through. It changes for the better because he looks after things and does things for the better, even though no one actually understands why things are being done.